As a 26-year-old man, I constantly wonder how stupid the world actually becomes. So a night or two ago, something stupid really happened. And no, I'm not talking about them debates that occurred. Those were hilarious in of itself. But I'm not one of those political commentators. I'm actually one of those guys that like to talk about really stupid shit. So this stupid event involves our friend Boogie and involves another individual by the name of Frank Castle. Now, if it's one thing to understand from the story to begin with, is you never show up at somebody's house unsolicited, because you never know what they're going to do. If you're going to go up to somebody's house to harass them, and let's say that person owns firearms or owns the ability to defend themselves, you may not be able to walk back home, okay? You may not be able to even have the thought processes of going home if you make a stupid mistake like that, because you'll be way into the ground, you'll be pushing daisies, you understand what daddy's saying. But ladies and gentlemen, this whole stupidity is something that's actually pissed me off for a much more exterior reason. I'll get into all of this. So about a month ago, Boogie and this guy Frank Castle were going at it. You know, basically Boogie decided to give in to the fucking trolls, and this one particular troll was just going way too far. Now, Frank Castle's one of those dudes that, I guess he's like a Sam Hyde type character. I guess he's like, haha, jokes are funny, but, you know, my life isn't type of people, and, you know, he's kind of doing it for the fucking memes or whatever. The guy's mentally stuck in the age of 14 or whatever. That's all I can really say. Man will never grow up. Man will remain a man-child, and that's pretty much what it is. Boogie decided to give in to this trolling, and it reached the point where this dude actually showed up at his house with a fucking GoPro attached to his head, thinking he was funny, to harass Boogie. And Boogie, being the unstable individual that he is, admittedly decided to come out there with a fucking revolver, okay, with a firearm, and fire off a warning shot into the air.
Is this what we have to do?
Now, I'm going to just fucking tell you real quick how stupid a lot of this stuff is in particular. First of all, let's go with number one. You should never goad the trolls in. You should never harass them. I've seen a couple of interviews where this Frank guy was basically outright told, yeah, just fucking show up. Blah, 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 like, haha, let's goad you in. Let's give in to your trolling. And so you gave in to his trolling. The guy shows up in your fucking city. Now, this idiot goes up to Boogie's house and pretty much decides to, I don't know, harass him. You know, it's at that point that I have to tell you, this person doesn't care about his fucking life. There's nothing going on in Frank's life. Frank's life is very dull, very boring. It is more exciting for Frank to die from a gunshot wound than it is to live his life. Now, I would consider that, and I would laugh for a second, and then humanity settles in, and then I start to pity a person whose life is that fucking sad and boring that taking a bullet and dying is better than whatever the fuck is going on in their life, right? Chances are Frank probably didn't expect for a bullet to hit him, and maybe so, you know, he walked in being all ballsy or whatever, but I'm going to tell you right now, okay? When you're dealing with somebody like Boogie who's been harassed for like years at this point, for a lot of problems that he's done, but also because he's just that big of a target. I mean, I'm not even kidding with you. Like, he could probably fucking sneeze, and there would be some detractor out there that'd be like, ha, wow, did you see that? How dare that fucking guy sneeze? Holy shit, what a terrible excuse for a human being. And, you know, that's sort of the bed that he's sort of laying in right now, okay? It's not a good place to be. He's definitely made a lot of fucking enemies. And because of him making a lot of enemies, he's got trolls as bad as this who decide to fucking just show up at his house. All right, so when he comes out there with a revolver trying to self-defend, I actually have no problems with that at all. You know, God bless. That's what the self-defense principles are for. Now, I'm not too logical in the laws of the area he lives in. Apparently, because he fired a warning shot, he might have committed a felony or something, and he might be looking at jail time. I don't think it'll ever fucking come to that at all, but let's just be real about it over here. The warning shot was the thing that pissed me off the most. As firearms owners, okay, we got a pretty bad fucking rap for owning these things to begin with in today's day and age. I feel like a lot of people look at guns like they're toys when they actually are not toys at all. Guns are not toys. Guns require you to have a fucking actual degree of responsibility. Okay, this might be, I actually don't even think this is a hotter take, but if you own a gun, it's like there are some things in life that require you to have responsibilities instead of just simply like having them in your life, if that makes any sense, right? Like, what I'm trying to say is guns are not like a fucking PlayStation, okay? You don't just buy it, put it into a corner of your house and fire and forget. No. When you own a gun, Okay, you are responsible for what that gun entails, okay? And owning a gun is no small thing either, okay? There's a lot of checks and balances, a lot, at least in Canada, that you have to go through. When you own a firearm, right? And then you take it out for whatever reason, right? Let's say you go out hunting. Let's say you go out to a range. You are responsible for whatever the fuck comes out of the barrel of that gun, right? That's why people tell you these safety tips all the time, and they sound like you're going too far. You can never be too safe with a firearm, okay? Keep your finger off the fucking trigger, okay? Do not point unless you're willing to fucking fire right there. Do not treat this, okay? When you're defending like Boogie did, okay? You don't fire warning shots. Let me tell you why you don't fire warning shots. Because bullets ricochet, okay? You might be wondering, what's the chance of it? Okay, the chance is there. He's firing in a suburban neighborhood. That bullet can ricochet and hit a fucking child or another person. Imagine how bad of a situation Boogie would be in. People would not feel so bad for him and his trolling if he had accidentally shot somebody with a warning shot, right? That is one of the biggest problems. I mean, imagine the loss of life that could potentially occur. It's why you don't fire bullets into the air, because once it goes up in the air, also comes down, and it does lead to injuries. If you have to fire a warning shot, if you have to do it, please fire it into like soft ground or something that will reduce heavily the chances of a ricochet. In fact, don't even just fucking fire one at all, in my opinion. When somebody comes up to you like that, Boogie, and they're about to break into your house and you're aiming a gun at them, they should probably just 100% assume and know that the gun has a fully loaded magazine or a fully loaded cylinder, in your case. And if you fire center mass, there's a good chance they're going to be dead, okay? I'm not talking about shoot them in the leg or shoot them in the head. It's very fucking hard to do that. That's why people are trained to hit center mass. But I'm not here to give you self-defense tips. I'm here to basically like sit over here and tell you what kind of tilted me off the most. Yeah, it's bad that somebody shows up to your house unsolicited like that, and I hope Frank actually gets a good talking to by the police, because that's not normal fucking behavior, okay? That's not okay in any capacity. But improper use of a firearm pisses me off a whole heck of a lot, because when I saw the video of him defending himself and firing a warning shot, the only thing I could think in my head was, please God, I'm so glad that bullet didn't ricochet and hit a fucking kid. That's the only thing that I thought of at that moment. But you know what? I hope Boogie the best. Apparently, from everyone I've talked to behind the scenes, this is a fucking real thing. This is not staged or anything. I thought it was staged to begin with, but now you apparently have like police investigations and all that stuff going on. Rightfully fucking so, a gun was discharged and some dude showed up to someone's house for the reason to fucking harass him. It's really weird. This whole situation is so fucking stupid from every capacity. But the only good thing about the situation, alright, the only funny thing, from all sides I would say, that find this fucking hilarious, me, Boogie, and fuck even that idiot Frank, are the memes that have come out from it. Boogie has had some quality memeage coming out, and let me tell you right now, if he can laugh at it, then I think all of us can laugh at it. Honestly, I'm just glad that the situation winded down to the point where no life was lost. As much as I don't like this Frank character, I'm actually glad Boogie didn't go out of his way to do a fucking government-sanctioned kill, because yes, taking a life is a very difficult fucking thing to do. I see a lot of people shit on him for it, and I'm like, okay, alright, okay, edgelord, alright, sit down there, Edgy McGee, let's calm down there. All right, taking a life is not as easy as you think. I doubt that Boogie would even have it in him to just fucking, unload and Frank right there and then. But that being said, okay, it's all over. It's all done. It's all fucking over with done news. The only thing we can laugh at is we have memes for the next 10 years because of it. But if it's anything the audience can take away from this, is please don't show up at people's houses unsolicited. Like, that's not okay. Don't show up to harass people. Like, just don't fucking harass people in general, okay? Do something with your life. Make that bread, homie. Do something fun. And then not only that, please, for the love of fucking God, okay? For the love of God, treat guns, okay, with fucking responsibility, people, okay? Don't just fire into the air. Don't just fire warning shots. This isn't fucking John Wick 4. This is reality, okay? Guns are not toys, all right? They're not, all right? They fucking are not. And as a gun owner, all right, it fucking aggravates me to see it treated that way. We get a bad rap as it is already. Don't fucking make it worse. That being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and I am